Can we do something that in regards to the second interaction that we have with them?
Okay. Do you want to practice being that agent to go through that, or do you want to
Can we
hear?
do something that in regards to the second? I just wanted you to hear that twice, just in case you didn't hear me the first time. uh, Actually, I would rather hear you do it first. I mean, I would love to hear your first. I haven't heard you do that role before, and then I would love to go second. I mean, I have
Sure.
no problem switching that up, but love to hear the master do it first.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So let's assume, how do you want to assume the situation for the second interaction? Are we face to face? Are we doing a Zoom call? What are we doing?
Oh, I would definitely want to do a face to face.
Is
I
that
mean,
how you normally get to
there's
set it up?
that's what I would. That's how I would try to set it
Sure.
up. I mean, if I went out and did pictures, I would tell the guy once I have the offers, when would be a good buy to come by and when would be a good time to come by and speak with you about it? Would you like to do it at this time or at this time? Because now we know we're going to get these offers in less than 10 minutes. I mean, heck, may not even need to leave the property. Just
Okay.
with as quickly as we have it now. Am I wrong
Well,
in that
that
assessment?
no, that means all you have told me with what you just said is that you are listening to what it is that we teach, right? You know that that first appointment is to kind of go through, learn about the house, learn the condition, build the rapport, and then very important to set that second appointment. So glad to hear you have been taking that in because that's exactly what we want you to do. So we'll assume that we're face to face and we're coming through to go over all of the options. Give me 1 second though. I just want to find I want to find a property that we can go through so that way I have something to like point to and show as we're going through it. But I'm just trying to show you one that's not one of your fellow agents so that no one's privacy is being compromised. Give me 1 sec. Is there anything else you need to set up as far as this call? Anything I need to?
We are live on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
No. I let's say I'm a FISBO.
And I'm circling back. So just give me 1 second. Where is okay? Gosh. I'm not gonna pull up the property because I don't want I'm not gonna pull up the screen of the property. I'll see it, you won't, and I'll just walk through what I have in front of me. Is that fair?
Roger that. No worries.
Okay, cool. Knock knock.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, what's going on, Terrence? Right? How you doing, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just is now still a good time? I know we had set this time for us to meet and go over all the feedback that I was able to get for you on this house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a great time.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, where can I sit?
Oh, kitchen table. Let's have a seat.
Okay. And
Right
which
there.
one of these seats are
Well,
yours? If you're anything like me, I know you have that one seat that you're going to sit in 90% of the time.
that one's mine. I gotta face the door.
Okay, okay. I'll sit right here. All right, so yeah, I appreciate you walking me through the house last week. Really allowed me to get a good idea of the condition of the home, and then so I could put this in front of these buyers and kind of see what they would think as far as offers on the property. So just wanted to high level go through a couple of things with you before we get into these offers. And so, first thing I wanted to talk to you about is exactly, why we start with the offers, right? I know 9 times out of 10, when you are working with other agents, they want to talk to you about listing the home, and obviously you're doing for sale by owner, so that just wasn't something that you were looking to do. And so we start with the buyer demand because we really want you to see exactly what ready, willing, and able buyers would be willing to pay today. What's nice about it is you're able to see this again without having to commit to anything, no obligation. But then you also have again a much better understanding as to why these buyers are wanting to pay the price that they want, and then you have that information to make any informed decision after that. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So really quick, let's just go over the property condition. Did notice a couple of things as I was walking through. You showed me a couple of those cracks here on upstairs on the drywall. I did notice a couple of leakage spots down here in the kitchen above the kitchen sink. I think the bathroom's right above there. Was there a leak there?
Yeah, there was, but we addressed that. It's not leaking anymore.
Gotcha, gotcha. So yeah, just pointing out a couple of those things. Really, and the whole purpose of that is just to make sure that you know what to look for in the event that you're going to work with a traditional buyer, because those are things that they would call out. And if you don't address it prior to that, then those are definitely things that they're going to try to use to either have you repair and not have them see it, or they're going to ask you for money off of the price of the home. So, condition, you had a couple of those things. I would say overall, house is in pretty good condition, has great bones. The mechanicals looks like they hadn't been updated, but they were still functional. So all that being said, Michael, I have a couple of different offers for you. I know you were trying to get down the road to the next school district, and you wanted to do that by the spring. So the first thing I have for you is this as is offer. The offer is going to be 150,000, and that's as is, no repairs, no staging. And you will net after all fees, you will net 137.5.
Ouch. Ouch. That's like 60% of the value of the house. Yeah, I thought the house was at least 300,000. I mean, wow, you okay. Okay.
Yeah, Michael. And trust me, I get it. A lot of times with the as is offers, it is a little bit of a sticker shock, but you do have to keep in mind that this is all cash. You would control the closing date, and they're not asking you to make any repairs, right? So you're that leak that we talked about, those cracks in the drywall, they're willing to buy the house again in its as is condition. You leave what you want to leave and take what you want to take, and they would pay the 150, netting you 137.5. The second option I have here, Michael, is what we call a cash plus offer. And so this one is a little different in the sense of it's still a cash offer, but it is a market-based cash offer, meaning they're essentially willing to pay you what they believe the house would sell on the open market, the 250. And so that being said, it is broken down into a unique structure. It will have a 20% reserve, so they're going to hold back 50 grand in reserve. There is a 6.5% program fee. You have a resale fee of 5.5%, and then your first payout's going to be somewhere around 97,000. That'll leave you enough to pay off that mortgage. I estimated here at 75,000. So you'd walk away from the first transaction, Michael, with roughly 20,000 or so. And what makes this unique is they will purchase this house from you, and then they will sell it on the open market for the 250. And that original 50,000 that was held in the reserve would be returned back to you, netting you a total of 70,000 from the sale after your mortgage is paid off, of course.
So the 6% that I'm paying to 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 be in the program, is that before or after the $50,000 reserve is taken out?
So it's based off of the full number, the full 250,000. The
Okay.
6%, Michael, is essentially this buyer's profit margin. And so they're willing to share the upside with you, but they do want to make 6% on their outlay. So they're going to buy the house from you, and then they're going to hold the 50,000 as like risk mitigation. And then once the house does sell, they'll release that initial reserve back to you. Also, another benefit to this is let's assume, Michael, that the house sells for less money than we anticipated. Then the difference between the initial sales price and what the house sold for would come against the reserve. So let's say that number was 10,000. You would go from getting 50,000 on the second payout to 40,000. But on the other hand, if that house sells for more than 250,000, which I strongly believe that it would, you would actually be the one that captures the additional money. So let's say it sells for 260 or 265 is really about the number that I had in mind. If we didn't like upgrade the house, you would capture that additional 15,000. So essentially, what this program is designed to do is guarantee you the opportunity to make the most, the top dollar with a open market sale, but then still give you the convenience, certainty, and speed of a cash transaction. So that's the second opportunity that I had for you for this house.
Well, it is definitely much better than 150. So
Yeah,
what?
and obviously the 150, that didn't include your mortgage. So, this is designed again to help you net more money, but still give you the speed that you need to get down to the next school district. And I know you were trying to do that here before school let out because you didn't want all the craziness of the market to get in your way. So, both of these options would allow you to do that, but one is probably a little bit more complex than the other. I'd say that the cash offer is the most simple transaction you'll do. And then the cash offer plus is a little nuanced in the sense of it's broken down into two transactions. And then that reserve, you know, there's a little risk, right? If it sells for less, but then there's a little upside if it sells for more. So you have that as the second opportunity.
Okay. And you said there was one more?
I have one more for you, Michael. I have one more. So, what I like about this third one is it really almost puts you in the frame of mind of being that investor, Michael. They're willing to pay you 300,000 on this house, and that's based off of the future value of this home in its best condition. So this one's called cash plus repairs. And so there's going to be a line item here that's going to show you exactly what the buyer intends to do to maximize the home's value to that 300,000. And then you would again break down into two transactions. First one will have that reserve amount. That reserve amount's still going to be 20%, so right around 60,000. And then you'll have the program fee of 6.5%, the resale fee of 5.5%, but you will net close to about $10,000 more doing the transaction this way. Of course, again, with these, like I was telling you before, a little bit more complex in the sense of a little bit more risk, right? Because again, if that house doesn't sell for the price that we anticipate, then the reserve gets hit. But contrary, if it sells for more, then you also pick up the additional. So they estimate that this house is going to sell for 300. I think in its best condition, if they were to as long as we revamp it the right way. I actually think there's potential to sell it for closer to 315, but I wouldn't have you go to market. And that's another benefit that I should have mentioned is you actually will control the price of this house when it goes on the market for the first 2 weeks. So I would recommend to go in closer to the 300 numbers to create that market, right? Create that interest in the home and potentially have buyers bid it up beyond the 300 or 305 number, allowing you to walk away again with the difference between what they said they thought the house would sell and what it actually sold for.
Okay. So we are actually going to work together on what the price is going to be when it hits the market.
Yeah,
It's not
you'd actually
like,
control the price for the first 2 weeks, but there is a plan in place that the buyer has that, tried and true to their have doing this process multiple times that they will have like a strategy on price drops and things. And they have it all broken down if you were to decide to go with one of these offers.
okay. So let me ask you, this third option, I mean, they're going to do some construction work to bring the house up and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Correct.
What happens if I do that work first? Would this offer still be valid? Would it increase the offer? I mean, what happens if I paid the money to do this work first?
If you want to do this work, Michael, I would say that offer is not going to be as attractive if you're in position to do it yourself. One of the benefits for them is to take this project off of your hands, the project management, meaning managing the contractors, having to move around them when they're doing the repairs, right? But if you're in a position to actually take that on, you're going to be able to put it on the market yourself and save the program fee, that's 6.5% that we talked about earlier. And I would love to help you with that. I have a full Rolodex of contractors that we could go out and compare pricing and make sure that you are getting the most aggressive pricing on the scope of work that we design together.
I like your thinking, Terrence. I like your thinking. We can still work together even if we do not use these particular people's offer.
Well, yeah, because my next option for you, Michael, is going to be, I am a realtor and have the ability to put it on the open market. So I have two different open market scenarios, one showing you the as is open market and the other one showing you more of that future value. So you can kind of compare all of those breakdowns. And again, you would be saving the 6% program fee if you decided that, hey, I want to go at it alone, or I want to go at it without these buyers. I don't necessarily need the speed and convenience of a cash offer. I do have the time and resources to actually go on the open market. And so here's again side by side how all of these offers break down. You can see, and guys, forgive me because I'm just throwing these numbers off the
Are you
top.
good?
Yeah, so you have the again cash offer that's going to net you 80,000. You have the cash plus offer that's going to net you closer to 100,000, and then you have the cash plus repairs that's be around 110, and then these other two traditional options where you will net slightly more than all of those options again without that program fee. So you're looking at, I don't know, that's an additional 20,000 for each of those.
Well, Terrence, these are, you know, progressively better, that is for sure. But I'm definitely thinking you and I can partner together to make something more happen.
Which one of these options that I presented work best for you, do you think?
Oh, the plus repair. The
Okay.
it isn't that the third one?
That's the third one. And what stood out to you about about that offering, Michael?
Honestly, because it was closer to the value of what I thought the market was saying my house is worth.
Got it.
Right?
So if I'm hearing correctly, the price of the house and the net most line up to what you were trying to achieve.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, in order for us to move forward, Michael, why don't you go ahead and circle one of these options with a little initial and I'll get the paperwork started.
So this program fee of 6%, is there any movement in that? I mean, could we maybe go down to 4.5 or 5?
Well, I don't actually control the program fee, but if you think we're close enough to put a deal together, what I would say is go ahead, let's go ahead and move forward with the listing paperwork so that I can go ahead and go to bat for you on your behalf and kind of see, if they want to work with us in order to put a deal together or if we need to kind of investigate other options.
Go to bat. So you're saying you can make this a little bit better?
I could if I was representing you.
Casey, let's do it, baby.
Okay, go ahead and sign here and I'll get that paperwork started.
All right. We'll nick that right up.
Cool.
Mm,
How'd that feel, Michael?
that felt great. That was I like the options. I like your delivery. I like your pace.
I'm better with the numbers in front of me. It's hard to kind of do the math on the fly, but
Right.
one thing that I noticed is like as you're going through the options, one, remember our first appointment, right? So we learned about the seller, we learned about their situation, what's important, what's not. One of those offerings is going to stand out more than the other. And so I would just say whichever one you believe that is based off of what you learned, I would make that the last option that you present.
So I have to say, are you honestly telling me that you don't think 95% of people would be choosing the third option?
No, because I think it's a little bit more complex than what people are genuinely used to, and uh, that complexity allows people to lean out versus lean in. So it
Right on.
just all depends. I think if you can get really good at explaining it, like the behind like the numbers of the fees, I'd say like the program fee. Everybody should know program fee is essentially this buyer's their margin. It's what they are deciding that they want to make on this house, given where the house is located, what the scope of work is, so on and so forth. The resale costs, right? Those are the agent commissions. Those are also the holding costs. So again, just getting really good at that. And then the second thing that people always kind of get a little nervous about is that the reserve can be hit on the sale, right? Depending upon what the house actually sells for. And so that's why I threw in the conversation, hey, you actually are going to control the price for the first 2 weeks. Because it gives them that security to know that, hey, if I do make more, then I own the more. But if I make less, then that reserve is going to be hit. So I think it's really about practice, getting really good at explaining the opportunity. But yeah, I think from a quick glance that it's really attractive. The cash sometimes the cash plus repairs is not the one because maybe there's not the upside in the house, but those cash plus offers where they're designed to be market based cash offers, I think are attractive. We just have to get really good at explaining them.
Good to go. I'm really glad you went first. I mean that was a lot of detail in explaining all three of those offers, and the differences between them. It's not just a matter of showing a price.
Yeah, for sure. Good. Pam, I see your hand up.
Okay. Good morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone. Okay, so um, April was helping me understand, these different offers because they was just so confusing to me. So as far as commission, she had said that we need to, on like the first phase of it,
We
if
are
they
live
do
on
the
YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Use a different
oh,
terminology, please.
Compensation.
okay, well, never mind. I'll do it offline.
Any other questions with that one?
I have a quick question, Terrence, and forgive me, you may have answered this previously, but when on the cash plus offers, when does the investor take ownership?
At the first transaction.
So the first transaction has to be in a position to pay off
Correct.
the existing mortgage.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, good question. And wait, Hakeem, did somebody reach out to you yesterday?
Yes, they
Okay,
did. I appreciate that. Thank you so
yep,
much.
no problem.
Well, I have another question. So you said that the investor takes possession of the house. So how long does the seller have to, I guess, move out?
They're going to control the closing process. So it's going to be flexible to what they're looking for. And you'll communicate that with the offers team when you're, going back and forth on structuring the actual deal.
Okay.
Any others?
Pam, I want to open the door for Terrence's mastermind today at 11. Will be
Sorry. No mastermind today at 11.
Oh, never mind. He's in Austin.
I'm in Austin today.
Slack.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to reschedule the mastermind for another day this week. I'll have a better idea of what day that will be once I touched back in my normal world, but no mastermind today at 11. Hey, April.
Good morning. So I just wanted to get your feedback. Well, I'm pretty sure you're going to say it's okay. And I read Sonia's comment, and I had the exact same issue. If the seller, as I'm explaining this program to them, and they're being put off by, the fees and things like that, what I found to get them to raise an eyebrow is that um, I empathize with them as far as understanding that it's a lot of fees. And then that's when I'm pivot and say, well, listen, if you're okay with that purchase price, that offer price, I can list it traditionally for that amount. And
Hmm.
so it'll eliminate them having all of those fees, and all they have to do is focus on the agent fees. And so if you got their buy-in for the asking price, like they're good with the price that the program is offering, but then they're turned off by the fees, that's when I would tell them, hey, well, let's go ahead and list it traditionally. And now they're not going to overprice their home. They're going to list it to sell. So that's how I'm getting around, oh my God, that's such a lot of fees. And instead of getting them going with someone else, hey, well, let's go ahead and put it on the market for this price. And that'll eliminate all of those fees for you. So that's just my 2 cents on how I'm pivoting.
So I really, 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 really appreciate that because here's the thing, y'all. This is a decision-making tool, right? It's not a cash offer platform. It's not a marketplace. This is a decision-making tool, meaning just what April said is you're putting all of the options in front of them. And so if they come back to you about the fees is the price of admissions, the price to have the speed, convenience, control, and certainty of this cash offer, right? If they don't need that, if they're open to doing it the traditional way, then X the fees. You may have some a line item for repairs, things that need to be addressed, and then you can show them a breakdown of what it looks like to put the home on the open market. And um, for those of you who are going to be EO Pro members, which I think I just got a message regarding that, but you will actually have the ability on the back end to set them all up on that PDF to where you're showing all the options, the cash offer plus, the cash offer plus repairs, the sell now, move later, and however you're going to structure the open market, all those can be put right next to each other so they can see line by line how it breaks down and they can kind of determine what is going to be the best route for them to sell the house. So thank you so much for sharing that, April.
No problem, because I'm seeing a lot of sellers are really kind of delusional right now. They really want to overprice their home. And if they see that there's a third party that has done CMAs and is telling them what the value of their house is, it makes it easier for us to, bring them back to reality and say, listen, this is what the market is saying your house is worth. Let's put it on the market. And if we get multiple offers, then, that's your chance of possibly getting over asking price. But these houses are sitting and these sellers are drastically overpricing these homes right now.
Yeah, and I want y'all to be thinking that I want you to remember that the program fee is the cost of convenience. If they really need the convenience, the speed, and the certainty, then this is the cost for it. It's 6% or whatever the program fee is. This is the cost of that. If you don't and you have the time, the resources to move without it, then yeah, let's definitely put the home on the market. It's going to benefit you as the agent, and I think that's why the cash plus offer even exists in terms of, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, we're going to pay you for this first transaction, and we're still going to allow you to list the home because for your business, we know the listings are really what brings in multiple other lanes of income. So we want you to take the listing. We want you to be in a position to put that house on the open market. But if the seller's in a position where they can't or that something else is going on, then you have these tools to help you. But it's not cash offer or nothing. We want you to be prepared to pivot when the time comes. Hey, Nicole.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
I was looking at the SOP that you sent
Mhm.
me in Slack,
Yes.
and I'm curious, is land no longer on express offers? Because when I'm looking at the drop down, I don't see.
Not currently. Not currently.
Okay. Okay, cool
Hey,
beans.
Sonia.
Good morning. So I just had a question. Is the cash plus offer similar to what Mark Spain is offering? Because I literally lost two listings to Mark Spain because of the, I guess, guaranteed cash offer that they were offering. I haven't even reached back out to see how it was going with either one of those sellers. I might do that today. But both of those homes ended up going to market, which is something I did offer.
So generally speaking, Mark Spain has their process is a little different, which is why they a lot of times do end up winning listings when it comes to these guaranteed offers. They don't share the offer amounts until they lock down the listing. So they tell the seller, hey, if you want to see our offers, you have to sign a listing agreement. And to your question, Mark
Damn.
Spain works very closely with Open Door. So they're coming to the table with both of those options as well.
So are we
Open,
not with Open Doors still?
no, we're not.
Okay.
But we have the same options. Open Door, I know we're on YouTube, so I don't want to say anything crazy, but that Cash Plus offer is not original to Open Door.
Okay.
Any other questions? Cool. Any other role plays? Do I get to choose, right? Can I choose?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, here we go. Let's wake us up a little bit. All right. Sorry, I'm just let's just get it out the way, Hakeem, because we know somebody's going to pick you anyway, so might as well just get it out the way and get your exercise on.
Hakeem has his sandals on. He's in DR.
Oh no, I don't know. Can we bother you, Hakeem? Are we allowed to bother you in DR?
He logged in.
No, no, no. Just I'm about to log out. I just want to
Okay,
I
okay,
want to
that's
come
fair.
just to listen in today.
I'm not gonna press. That's fair.
All right.
Let's see. Do we have somebody that will volunteer? I hate to pick another person. Oh wait, no, no, no. Michael, we were supposed to flip, right? Weren't we supposed to flip flop? You're on mute.
You're on mute.
That's funny because I was hearing me just fine.
That's how this works.
All right. So,
Do you have one that you submitted, Michael?
yes, I actually do.
Pull it up as you're going through it, so you don't have to guess on your numbers. It'll just make it feel a little easier for you.
Hmm. See, I should have done that already. I should have been prepared. Let's look up Louise.
But just as a reminder, today we won't have the mastermind at 11. Actually, you know what? Let me, while I'm talking to you all now, let me just take it off the calendar so nobody jumps in there.
Are you still doing the role play at 4 on Wednesday?
I will still, yep, because I'll be back in North Carolina later today. This was literally a 1 day trip, so just kind of threw me off a little bit.
A combination is always good while you're there. Half and half, mastermind, half role play.
Oh yeah, we could do that. That sounds good actually, because that time is already allotted for. Okay, yeah. Let's see. That's why me and Makeba are in each other's faces every day.
I did
Cool.
find it, but it's not wanting to scroll, so bear with me here.
Let's see. Just
What mastermind are you guys speaking about at 11 o'clock?
we run a mastermind every Tuesday at 11 o'clock for express offers. It just won't happen today because I'm out of the office. I'm in a hotel room right now.
Can you drop a link for future
There we
Yeah,
go.
masterminds? I didn't know anything about it.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
What are we on hold for, gentlemen?
The one offer on there. How about that? Okay, so I'm just going to go over the one offer
That's fine.
that I have here, right?
Sure.
So it is knock knock.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Terrence, how you doing today, my friend? Good to see you again.
Yeah, come on inside, man. I know it's freezing out there.
Yeah, it is. Let me tell you, the Georgia weather, it got cold quick. All right. So I appreciate you letting me come out and look at your house the other day. The pictures, they really told the whole story, right? Your water heater, it needs to be replaced. You know, it's 10 years old. You got the HVAC. It too needs to be replaced. I mean, you know, it's on its last leg. Your front porch, your back porch, those two things need repair. So, and then you've got these interesting colors on the inside of your house. I mean, the red, the blues, the purples. I mean, they're nice, you know, but not a lot of people are going to go for that. So that's going to have to be redone. So all that in mind, Terrence, you do have a beautiful home, though. I mean, the countertops are solid. Your cabinets look great. Your flooring's good. The structure's great. You're in a beautiful area. I mean, you got the solar panels on the roof. What more could you ask for? So that in mind, the offer that they came back with is cash plus repairs is 300,000. They do feel like that with the repair work that's going to have to be done, that that it would sell on the open market for that. They're projecting about $60,000 in repairs. They're going to do a reserve of about 75,000. But the program fee is 9.5% on this.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The agent commission is 5.5, right? First payout on the first when we do our first closing before we do the repairs and all of that kind of stuff, you're going to walk away with $116,500 in your pocket. Okay. And now we are going to use that to pay off what you owe. So that's only going to net you about 10,000 because you owe 106 on the house. Okay. So you're at least walking away with that money in your pocket. Now the good news is when the house sells, that reserve, if it sells for, you know, the 300,000 that they're projecting that it would sell for. Now, honestly, between you and me, I think it's going to be closer to 315, maybe even 320, but we got to let the market really decide how that's going to go. But you get to decide what the price is for the house before we drop it down. We're going to do some CMAs. We're going to talk. We're going to look at what's out there, and we can make a good plan together on what we're going to let that price be when we let it hit the market. Okay. And if it sells for you know that 300,000 or more, you're going to get the reserve back of 75,000.
Got it.
So how does that sound to you?
So it sounds like if I'm hearing correctly, in all, I'm going to net about 85,000.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I also remember you said the repairs were 60,000. Do you, I mean, you know better than me probably. Do you really think my house needs $60,000 worth